So I took the saddle out of the bridge and I marked it 6 on one side and 1 on the other. So I make sure this goes back in the same way in case it's tapered. I'll be able to tell. I'll take a couple measurements, but I mean, I won't be able to tell, but at least I know it came out. I'll be able to tell if it's tapered by taking a caliper measurement on both sides. Anyway, it's not going to matter really because I'm going to have to adjust the string height, and this may have to be shimmed up or shaved down. So we'll see. So after some wiggling on these screws here, pushing on it and holding, I was able to get these, I think they're like, I don't know, fake mother of pearl caps out. I was thinking I wasn't going to put these screws back in. Just, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to use these because they fit very tight in these holes right here as an alignment to get the bridge back in the exact same spot. But I have these saved too, so now I can work on that, and those are off. So I wasn't going to, I need to sand that and make that flat. And with the screws on there, it was going to be very difficult. But now that they're off, I can keep going. All right, thanks. So the weapon of choice, I grabbed a one of my plane blades and started using it as a scraper. You can see it's got shavings, it's scraping up nicely. And has a little bit of damage to the top right there. This is working really well. This blade is real sharp. I sharpen it sharp enough to shave the hair off your arm, and it'll plane real fine. So this damaged part here is, it can only go in one direction. I don't want to make it any worse, but all the little bits of glue are off. Okay, you guys don't need to see me scraping. I'll get back to it when I get, you'll get back to it when I get it all scraped. I don't want to take out too much because I don't want to create a pocket here. I already see like a little bit of a, it's bellowed right here, a little high right here. So that's probably means something structurally inside. A luthier could tell you what's wrong. What I'll probably do is I'll look inside with an inspection mirror again and see if I see any bracing that's buckled or come unglued. I mean, I'm probably too far into it now. I'm going to put the bridge on no matter what, but I mean, somebody else might look in there and bridges are broken, or I didn't look, should have, but he'll tell you it's not even worth him doing what I'm doing. So I'm going to put it on anyway, regardless, but it's bowed right there a little. Definitely, I can see it. Okay, I think a lot of what powder's coming off is the finish, and now I'm actually starting to scrape up a little bit of the wood. So I'm pretty much done. I don't want to make a pocket. A little bit of a damage there, a little bit here. I think when I pulled the bridge off, probably could have been a little more gentle. Next time I'll know better than to. Anyway, it seemed like it just came off. I'm gonna take this tape off, clean it up. I'm not gonna take any more off of here. What I'm gonna do is, where's the bridge? Already lost it. After I get this flat, I'm going to cut a piece of wood that fits inside here exactly underneath here, and I'll probably tape it so the glue doesn't go through these holes, and I'll put some stuff to catch glue here and sand this, and I make 2 blocks that I can clamp this on, and it may flatten this top out. I don't know. All right. Again, thanks. Okay. I think I'm going to stop for now. A little, I think more is less. Can you hear this thing resonating? I can feel it, which is probably a good thing for a guitar. I'm talking right here, and I can hear my voice resonating. Okay. Like I said, I think more is less. I can still see a little finish. I sanded down some wood in some places. I don't think these screws, if this is properly glued on, mechanically, I don't know that those screws are going to do anything. But anyway, I'm going to put them in for alignment, but I don't know if I'm going to leave them in. All right. So looking at this, I'm getting ready to clean it. I can see the only place there's glue is right here. Right there. There's a tiny bit of glue here, a little bit right here. And of course, yeah, anyway, it lifted. So let's get this flat and get it back on there. Let's see how it looks. Okay. I haven't sanded this completely. Remember I told you it was high here and kind of bowing? It's definitely got a gap right there and there. I'm not sure what to do. Two options. When I sand this flat, I have another clamp and clamp it here and try to get this top to straighten out according to this piece. Or do I sand this to match the top? You know, I haven't decided yet, and exactly what the right thing to do is, fortunately. That's what I'm sure these luthiers come across. Probably get on YouTube, see if I can find any information on something this bad, but yeah. Anyway, I got it. This is just barely on there, just enough to hold it. And block of wood in there to, but yeah, that's a problem. And I just scraped this so far. I haven't even sanded it flat yet, but I scraped off a lot of the glue. So let me flatten this. Think about this. I mean, it flexes. Definitely flexes. I'm gonna look on the inside. These clamps are pretty strong. I think what I'll do is a combination of this. I'll sand it flat, and then I may arc it just a little bit, and then clamp it and hope there's enough flex that maybe it kind of straightens that top out. But I'm gonna look on the inside with a mirror, see if I can see if there's any structural damage that's causing this that maybe has to be addressed before this is finished. But again, I think I'm done here for now, and I'll finish this. Let me look at the inside. Okay, so I looked through it with the inspection mirror and a flashlight. It's a cross brace, big cross brace. There's a brace here, some other braces coming off the sides, and doesn't appear that any of them are cracked or coming away from the top. As a matter of fact, I see a bunch of glue squeeze out, where they clamped it and the glue squeezed out, and they didn't even clean it up. So it's good. There's plenty of glue in here, you know. But I went in with my hand, and I'm kind of pulling on the braces too, wiggling them, not really trying to break them off, but and everything feels solid, and I can feel the glue squeeze out. So there's plenty of glue. I'm gonna make some phone calls, try to find a luthier who will talk to me, see if I can explain the problem, maybe take a picture and see if he gives me some advice. I really don't want to contour the bottom of this. Maybe that's the right thing to do, maybe it's not. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay, here's my jig. I got a piece of 3/4 inch hard maple. It's a jig I use for drawer sides, but it's flat. Got my pencil. Now I'll make a couple of marks across here. Like that. See where the pencil lines come off. See how flat this thing is, or not. Okay, slide it back and forth. The whole idea. You guys don't need to see me sand. All right, so just from the initial sanding, I don't know if you can see, but it's coming off here. The ends, it's kind of concave, which is the opposite of what I need. And these edges are thin. I am reluctant to sand any more of this till I know what the hell I'm doing. I don't want to thin these edges out because took a tiny bit off. I'm going to do some more scraping, but really what needs to come out is the hollow, the middle. I can't make these real thin. They're thin enough already. Luthier could tell, but I'm not sure how thin those should be. It's plenty thin for me though. I mean, for my woodworking experience. So, I don't know what kind of wood this is. It might be maple. Sounds very plastic or it's hard. I don't know if it's rosewood. I don't think so. I mean, I think rosewood's a lot darker than this. The bridge probably is on this, the fretboard. All right, so no more sanding. I did just a tiny bit. Let me get on the phone. So I got my orders, talked to a local luthier. He said the best thing to do is to humidify this top. Try to get this to go back into shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clamp this on both sides and try to straighten it, and then I'm going to put it in a humidified room. But you can't see from this angle, but maybe you can. But there's light there, no light there, and then light over here again. Shut this light off. See better. Maybe. You can see the light coming through over here, and not as much here, but anyway, right there. It's thinner. It's touching here on the top. So I'm going to clamp this, try to straighten it, and then put it in a room with a humidifier or in a big bag that's humidified. See if over a couple of weeks this top doesn't come out flat. Okay, I thought this was going to be a Saturday, Sunday project. Turns out it's going to be a long-term project. That's how it goes. But anyway, I'm in no hurry. Gonna clamp this up, get it humidified, and see if the top straightens out in the next couple weeks or a month. Okay, here's what I've done. I got on the phone. I was told to humidify the guitar, clamp it flat, and humidify it. So I actually added an extra shim right here because when I clamped it, it's actually bowing here and here. It was touching here, here, and there, but not there. So I added a little bit of shim material here to help force that middle down a little bit more. And humidifying it, I think he said to bag it. Put it in a giant bag and put some wet sponges in the bottom so they're not touching the guitar. I'm not sure I'm able to do that with these giant clamps. What I might do, leave it flat, try to wrap it in plastic, and maybe set inside here on a paper plate a wet sponge and maybe cover the hole but not get it wet, and then leave it a couple of weeks. It's going to be a long-term project. I have to leave this for a few weeks and see what happens. Thanks.